Oh, why hello, fellow BNI West Valley Avengers. It's me, Dustin J. Mahurin from Mahurin.me Digital Marketing, always willing and able to help you shine online. We are presently in week 5 of our 12-week introductory series to Dustin J. Mahurin's Education Coordination. Now, today's lesson is a bit of me reading to you in an article about this topic and less of original BNI content. The article is entitled Referral Magic: How to Conjure Quality Business Out of Thin Air by Andrew Hall. Chris Peck runs a mail forwarding business called Mastermail from his base in the heart of Sussex. For some time, he had watched enviously as the considerable coupon business of Cadbury's mashed potato product called Smash landed not at his door, but at one of his competitors. Chris had done his homework. The man he needed to speak to was Michael Knight. He had already tried to call him without any success. He had sent faxes, and he emailed, still with no response. Finally, he turned to his BNI chapter. Given just 1 minute to present his case each week, Chris asked directly for an introduction to Michael Knight. Yet, nothing happened. Cadbury's business was based some 200 miles away, and no one in the group had contacts there. Several weeks later, Chris asked again. Yet, nothing happened. Chris decided to give it one more try. He explained to the group the importance of this client, how he had faxed, phoned, and emailed to no effect. He still really needed an introduction. Still, nothing happened. Nothing, that is, except one member picked up the phone and made a call. It was 4:30 on a Sunday afternoon when Chris Peck's home phone rang. A stranger's voice on the other end of the line introduced himself. "This is Michael Knight. I hear that you'd like to speak with me." Now, underpinning the philosophy of giver's gain is the notion that people do not just want to help people, they want to help those who in turn are giving individuals. What drove me to refer my biggest client to a man selling 747s that I had never heard of before? What led a cleaner to take the trouble to recommend a data cable specialist who he scarcely knew to his boss at work? It was the same force that persuaded Michael Knight to pick up the phone. The member who made the call to Cadbury's had a unique approach. Anyone who has ever cold called for his or her own gain knows that the experience can be a bruising one. The recipient is immediately on his guard, and by instinct becomes determined to get rid of the caller at the earliest moment. But make a call simply to help a fellow man, and the rules change. When Gail Williams picked up the telephone, she was not seeking to help herself. She was helping a friend with a need. "I have a problem, and only you can help me." She opened to the secretary charged with fielding Mr. Knight's calls. She explained how she was a member of Quality Referral Organization, that'd be BNI, how a member held in high regard had repeatedly asked for an introduction to Michael Knight, how it was clear that no one in the group had any contacts with the Cadburys. Could she arrange for Michael to give Chris a call? It is very tempting on hearing this story just to dismiss it, to put it down as beginner's luck, and ignore the potential that it reveals. But it was picked up by one of my assistants, David King, who put it to the test. Gathering about him requests from quality members who had repeatedly made specific requests to firms unknown to the members of their groups, he started making calls. "I have a problem, and only you can help me." Suddenly, Financial Advisor found himself pitching for the business of one of the largest print firms in the South. A video producer was placed in direct contact with the school he had often asked. A stationery supplier was placed in front of Number 7 Labs, which was his target client, ready to hear him. Into his 10th call, he was enjoying himself. One of the core strengths of networking is that by nature we are all more comfortable saying, "He is great. He is great. She's awesome. She knows what she's talking about," than pushing our own cause. By the time David had finished making his calls, his success rate ran at over 80%. Wow, can you imagine? People want to help those, in turn, help others. Carry this with you, and no door will ever be firmly closed to the members of your network. With the knowledge that it is within your grasp to open the door to almost any company targeted by your network, the true potential of focused networking for the modern business person is finally revealed. The limitations to success are found only in the strength of your relationships with your fellow members. Like everything in life, nothing is achieved without effort. This is net work. But the ability to work with a group of non-competing business people to be able to identify exactly with whom you want to do business and then have your network bring you those customers, primed to your door, is a prize worth working for. Focus on every aspect of your relationships with your network: your attendance, your attitude, your commitment, your contribution, your follow-up, your testimonies, and your support. And you will build a network that will take your business wherever your ambition desires. That's it for the article. Now, the takeaway here is thus: business relationships can yield more business to be done when both trust and rapport are established among the members in a chapter. When we maintain and leverage those relationships, anyone with whom you have rapport and trust will be confident referring you to a wider network of others that you can both help and get help from, following the giver's gain principle. All right, Avengers, that's it for me. This was week 5 of our 12-week introductory series to Dustin J. Mahurin's Education Coordination. Stay tuned for week 6 next week, where we discuss some new information that you may or may not have heard yet, and we will go from there. Glad to be here again in digital form, and I will see you guys next week.